Welcome to the Living with Grace series. In this session, we will be talking about patience. Patience is a virtue that allows us to navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and greater calm. Living with grace involves understanding that some things take time, and we must exercise patience with ourselves and with others as we grow and evolve. Jon Kabat-Zinn says, patience is a form of wisdom. It demonstrates that we understand and accept the fact that some things must unfold in their own time. In the context of living with grace, patience is a quality that involves maintaining a calm and composed demeanor in the face of adversity, challenges, or trying situations. It is the ability to endure difficulties and setbacks with a sense of inner peace, with a sense of serenity, and without losing our sense of dignity or virtue. Patience is really an integral aspect of living with grace, as it enables us to navigate life's ups and downs with equanimity, with kindness, and with resilience. So let's explore some of the key aspects of patience in the context of living with grace. And first is tolerance. Patience involves tolerating inconveniences, delays, and frustrations without reacting impulsively. It's the willingness to accept that not everything will go as planned and that some things are beyond our control. It involves understanding. Patient individuals seek to understand the perspectives and feelings of others, even in the midst of conflicts or disagreements. They take the time to listen and to empathize, and this fosters better communications and helps to resolve the issues with grace. Self-control. Patience requires self-control over our emotions, particularly in challenging situations. It means not giving in to anger, frustration, or impatience, but maintaining a sense of composure. Another key aspect is adaptability. Patient individuals are adaptable and can adjust to changing circumstances without resistance. They embrace change as an opportunity for growth and development rather than seeing it as an obstacle. It involves forgiveness. Patience often involves forgiveness, both of ourselves and of others. It means letting go of grudges and resentments, which can weigh us down and hinder the ability to live with grace. Resilience. Patient people demonstrate resilience in the face of adversity. They're willing to endure setbacks, knowing that these challenges are a part of the human experience and can lead to personal growth. It involves gratitude, right? Patience can be linked to a sense of gratitude for the present moment. By patiently enduring difficulties, we can develop a deeper appreciation for the simple joys in life and for what is going well. Empathy. Patient individuals show empathy toward others who may be struggling. They extend a helping hand and offer support to those in need, contributing to a more compassionate and graceful community. Living with grace through patience is a practice that can lead to a more harmonious and fulfilling life. It allows us to respond to life's challenges in a way that aligns with our values and principles, fostering inner peace and harmony, and creating positive and meaningful relationships with others. All right, so now we will be moving into a brief reflection on patience. So just taking a moment to settle into your seat and making any adjustments as needed. And then feeling your feet on the floor, feeling where your hands are resting, feeling and tuning in to your sits bones on the chair. And using these contact points as a way of arriving in the space that you're in, arriving in the chair that you're sitting in. And then arriving in your own body, arriving in the present moment. And now turning even more inward, resting your awareness on the breath. Not needing to change the breath in any way. Simply noticing each breath and how the inhale naturally turns into an exhale. And then how it naturally moves from one breath to the next. So just following along, one breath at a time, tuning into the rhythm of your own breath cycle. Tuning in to where the breath can most easily be felt. Whether it's the rise and fall of the belly, or the expansion of the rib cage on an inhalation, and then the deflation of the lungs on the exhalation. Or perhaps for you, it's the sensation of the breath at the back of the throat, the coolness on the inhalation, and then perhaps a bit of warmth and moisture on the exhalation as the breath passes across the upper lip. Just taking a moment to follow along wherever the breath is most prominently felt in your body. And now the invitation is to call to mind an instance where you could have exercised more patience. Maybe it was standing in line at the grocery store or at the post office, feeling an impatience with the clerk or postal worker. Maybe it was a coworker who was new and learning. Perhaps your impatience was with an elderly parent or with your spouse or your child. Or maybe it was even with yourself in frustration over a personal struggle. And so just taking a moment to tune into whatever has arisen, choosing one thing to focus on, one instance when you were impatient, And then thinking about how you felt afterwards. And perhaps you felt some regret or sadness or maybe even some mild shame. Because perhaps it was the way in which you had exhibited your impatience that you perhaps regretted. And now I invite you to call to mind an instance where you were patient. Maybe it was with your elderly parent who is struggling, or your child who was learning something new, or as you stood in line at the grocery store and were able to offer the clerk kindness. Or maybe the patience was with yourself as you exercised some self compassion over a perceived failure. But just taking a moment to think about how you felt in that moment of patience. And maybe noticing the contrast to the feelings that were brought on by impatience. And in that moment of patience, maybe you felt a sense of satisfaction or even pride in yourself. Perhaps you felt a warmth, a bit of joy, or just a sense of overall well being. And now taking a moment to recognize the positive emotions that accompany patience, and that patience evokes kindness, generosity, gratitude, and positive interactions with others. Whereas impatience evokes negative feelings such as irritation, anger, regret, sadness, and negative interactions with others. And now just simply releasing the practice, allowing it to be just as it was, and for your experience to be just as it is. And then as you're ready, gently opening your eyes, reorienting to your space. Thank you for your practice. So I invite you to continue practicing patience and see if you notice any shifts. And please know that there is grace in having the wisdom to exercise patience and let things unfold as they should in their due time and without wishing things were different than they already are.